Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new to the channel, my name's Sean, and the sponsor of today's video is LinksWell. So they sent me this to do an unboxing and an install on my Gladiator, so that's what I'm gonna do today. And this looks like a pretty solid unit. Who knows, right? I'm gonna do a full review though when we're done. Maybe good, maybe not good, but it is an Android-based tablet built into this guy, 12.1 inch. It runs on a 9.0 Android Oreo operating system, from what I've been reading. This thing has a lot of features. So this is one of the long ones. So it goes down and takes place, or takes the place of your climate control buttons, right? So it puts it all kind of changes it up a little bit, makes it all kind of touchscreen. Just different, I guess. Replaces your start button as well, because most of your new Jeeps are push to start, which is kind of cool. We'll see how it works, but this is for the 18 and up JL and the Gladiator. So let's see here. Here's some of the specs on the side. It's got 3 camera inputs, front, rear, and right, left, whatever you want to do as far as cameras are concerned. Factory camera retention. It's got factory matched bezels, factory matched harnesses. It's got Google Chrome web browser, Google Play Store apps. So a lot of the apps that you run on your Google tablet or your Android tablet, you can put onto this and use them. So YouTube, Spotify, all your favorite apps will go on this. It's got HDMI naturally. It's got 5-volt preamp outputs, USB music and video playback. So we'll see how this goes. It's got a pretty good size processor, P6 or PX6 with the 4 gig and the 64 gig processor. And then it's got that 12.1 touchscreen, which should be pretty cool. What I'm gonna do now is give this dude an unboxing. We'll see what's in the box, see what all it comes with. This is kind of a picture of it in the Jeep. You're probably not gonna be able to see it very good on this camera, but when we get it installed, you'll be able to see it because I'm gonna show it. So let's get to the opening of the box. So it looks like you're gonna have your warranty card. So I highly suggest you fill this out. It's got a 1-year warranty, which is good anytime you have an electronic piece of equipment. So there's that. So this tells you that access your user manual. Looks like it's built into the tablet. So that's kind of cool. Anytime you need to reference back to your manual for operation, it's in the tablet. So until you learn your functions, keep this on hand. What do we have here? Okay, so this looks like to be the wiring harnesses, GPS antenna, and other harnesses, HDMI cord to tap in, microphone as well. And they're supplying you with everything needed to tap into your factory harness on your Jeep. So that's very cool. Everything's ready to rock and roll. It's kind of a plug and play system. Looks like we've got some brackets as well to mount this thing into the vehicle. So there's all of that. Get this box out of here. Let's look at the unit, shall we? This thing is big, wow. Okay, that's big. It's heavy too. Not heavy, but like it's there. I'm gonna take this cover off, but while I'm doing the install, I'm going to put it back on because I do not want to scratch this display. I don't know how scratch prone it is. I would hope not very. But this is what it looks like. This is actually very nice. Looks good. Looks like it should match up with the factory dash pieces pretty good. That's your start button here. So I say we rip that factory radio out of the dash and get going. Okay, might as well go over this. You'll see on the bottom here the harness plugs, right? And I'm gonna assume that this is camera or GPS or something of the sorts. Yeah, there's no directions, I've noticed. So what I'm gonna do is, okay, so in consideration to protect the environment, LinksWell will provide a PDF manual in our products instead of printed on paper version. Please follow the guidelines below to access user's manual in the system and read the manual carefully. I'm sure we can go on their website and find the installation instructions for this. They're saving the planet. You're not going to get a instruction manual booklet, right? So go to their website and download your instructions. You can do it on your phone, you can do it on a tablet, you can do it on your computer, it doesn't matter. But it's got everything you need here. I'm gonna read through this, then I'm gonna start tearing the Jeep apart, get the factory radio out, and then I'll start putting this stuff in. We'll just go from there. We'll do this together. So I'll do a step by step, let you know what we're doing and why. Okay, I'm gonna use my handy dandy trim tool here to pop this stuff off, because I don't want to use a dang screwdriver and mess anything up. This bottom area is not going to have to come out. And I'm hoping you can see around me. I'll grab it and try to pry some of this stuff out. I've done this before on my JL, so I'm familiar with all of it. And let me tell you something. I'm going to go unplug my battery. My bad. Always unplug your battery when you start messing with any of your electronics. It's just a word to the wise. All right, battery's disconnected. We are safe to proceed. I've taken all this stuff out of Buttercup before, so I'm familiar with it. So first things first, let's disconnect the control panel. This is your climate control panel and your radio controls as well. We're going to unplug this as well. That's your push to start button. And we're gonna actually remove this push to start button here, because we're gonna be installing that on the LinksWell unit. And it looks like that's probably very small. So I would assume 4 millimeter, 5 millimeter, something like that. But we'll remove that and transfer it over to the LinksWell. And I'm not sure, but we may have to transfer some of these clips as well. Guys, do not get rid of this. You may have to go back to this one day, who knows, right? So keep all your parts that you remove, 100%. Continue on with removing the stereo bezel. 7 millimeter bolts here on the bottom. Let me get my ratchet. Okay, I got my handy dandy 1/4 inch stuff, and that's probably a 7 millimeter. Yep, 7 mil, or it's a Phillips. It's up to you, whatever you want to use. It's got 2 7 millimeters on the bottom. Keep all your bolts. You're gonna need them. So, all right, I've got those 2 off. Now we're gonna disconnect this bezel. Should all just pop off. I'm using my little pry tool, like I said. You can use a screwdriver. I have in the past. I don't recommend it these days. This plastic stuff isn't the toughest. Use a tool. It just makes it a little easier. There's 4 7 millimeter screws holding the radio in. So let's take those out. Drop this down and you'll see all the wires. Well, this is warm. So you'll see all the wires. So these are your antennas and your factory wiring harnesses that you're going to reuse. I'm sure one is an antenna, one's a camera, one's a GPS, and so on and so forth. I'm going to disconnect all of them, but what I'm going to do first, and you may want to do this as well, take a picture of it. I think they're color coded, and they are, but you never know. Yeah, they're color coded. I'm not going to worry about it. So let's disconnect all of these. Okay, so I've removed the bottom panel. Let me take you around, show you the other panel that I'm going to be removing. It's got another panel on the driver's side. You got to open the door, and it's on the side of the dash. That's going to kind of give us access to run the wire for the microphone. This panel right here. So you're going to want to remove this panel. Okay, so if you're as lucky as I am and have half doors, or doors period, I'm gonna make this easy on myself, and I'm gonna remove this door because I don't wanna have to keep opening and shutting it. You can see I have the uppers for my half doors off already, so it's nice and airy. But I'm gonna remove this door just because I want it out of my way. All right, so I'm gonna get my handy dandy little tool, pry bar tool, stick it in, and there's these little clips, these little plastic clips everywhere that hold all this stuff together. You can see them here, but I'm gonna remove this because I'm gonna run that wire up to this area here. So I'm gonna get that piece because it says that in the instructions to do that first, so I will. Okay, here's the mic. I wish it would tap into the factory mic. Man, that would be great. But it seems like damn near 98% of these aftermarket stereos all provide you with a microphone. So that's pretty common. And it basically has you mount this mic right there on this little feller. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. And yeah, it's more work, but it's gonna be a cleaner install. Obviously I have glasses everywhere. I'm getting old, y'all can't see. So it's gonna be a cleaner install. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull this whole handle assembly off, which means I gotta remove my Banks eye dash and my Carolina Metal Mashers mirror brackets. But like I said, it's gonna be a better, way cleaner install if I do that. So I'm gonna do that right now. I mean, this is a whole install, guys. You're gonna have to do quite a bit of stuff to get this done, but once you're done, the final product will be worth it. But try to take the steps, take your time, take the steps to make it look good in the beginning, so you're not having to worry about it in the end. Just my 2 cents. And I believe these are both Allen heads. Yeah. Okay, I got both of those off. I'm gonna set them over here out of the way. This is gonna make for a cleaner install, I promise. Oh yeah. Also, if you remove this, which you don't have to, this is far enough, honestly. But if you'll move or pop your dash speaker out, it'll make it a little easier on you. Run this wire down here, inside this channel, down through here, and tuck it behind there, tuck it behind this dash piece here. And then we're gonna go that way with it under the dash and through and up into this area. So you can see where I put it here. Just ran it along here, up in this area, back behind the handle here, and then out here. And I may play with the position of this when I'm done, just to make it an ideal location and so it can hear me better. Okay, back to the install. So you see I have my install instructions here. I'm gonna pause this, or I ain't pausing anything, I'm just gonna shut her down so I don't erase my battery. And we're gonna take this mic wire and we're gonna run it through this dash somehow, some way, and we're gonna come out in this area. So let's get that done. Oh, and there's also a speaker. Not sure what the speaker's for, but it has a speaker that we're gonna need to run as well. Okay, so I'm gonna bring it up through this switch hole and then see if I can sneak it up in to possibly this area here. On to the next step, which is the speaker. Okay, if I'm thinking correctly, I'm not sure what the hell this is, but I think it's like a doorbell dinger and things like that. So I'm gonna stick this up in there somewhere, where I do not know. But if this is something I can leave out, I'll probably will. Just because I don't need my seatbelt chiming and beeping, and of course I've got that deleted anyways, but this definitely isn't going to be like when you're taking a phone call. It's not going to come out of this little speaker, I would not imagine. So I'm going to leave this off for now. If it's something I need to plug in, I will later, but I'm not going to worry about it at this point. So I'm going to continue on with the rest of this install. Put this in place for now. I'm gonna zip tie this cable and things up out of the way when I'm done, but I just need to put my feet in here. So I am going to install this back on and grab all of my wiring connectors and get back in here and start connecting wires. So 54 pin connector is next. That's going to be this guy, and it should snap in just like the factory harness does for the factory radio. Boom, there's that. And then we're going to take this little guy here and plug it in. Factory amp audio input. That's going to be this guy, and I'm going to assume this little module, this box module, is something that helps all of this play together well. And that's why you have to install all this stuff and why it looks like this, because if you do not install all of this correctly, this Jeep system is so advanced that you know everything won't work, especially if you have a factory amplifier. So this is with factory amp audio input. This is just audio input. So I think without, okay, so look at there, wrong one. So make sure you read your labels. You have one with, one without factory amp. I do have the Alpine system in here, so we're gonna go with factory audio input. Perfect. And then next stage, we're gonna take the brackets and put in here. It has install left and right brackets. We're gonna use the factory screws that held the radio in for that. Let's go get the bracket. Here is our left and right brackets. If you look at the brackets, they are labeled. It's got all this tape on it. And this stuff looks like it's stainless steel. So that's cool. I don't know that it is, but I think it is. This is left, this is right. I think it goes like this. Let me look. All else fails, look at the directions. Nope. So, yeah, okay. It goes like this. So left and right, I'm gonna do that right now. And I kept my screws here. So I'll get those out and install these brackets like so. So far so good, guys. This is a pretty easy install. I don't see why a novice or your everyday Wrangler owner couldn't do this. All right, now those are good and secure. All right, next step, brackets are in. Install the factory engine start button. Okay, let's remove the start stop button. This is a much smaller bolt. Let's move those right here. Looks like about a 4 or 5. Yeah, that's a 5, or that's a 6. This is a 5.5. So it's a 5.5 millimeter. Okay, y'all, I have installed the push start button. So let's see, what's next? Connect the 10-point connector for the buttons. Button connector. Okay, I'm gonna go install the battery terminal so maybe we can light this up. Okay, I've powered the system up. Dang, fool, we're close. Getting closer by the second. Okay, so I gotta get those bolts. Dang. Okay, finally getting the last 4 bolts in. And your best bet is to push in on the radio and then tighten the bolts down as you push, because you don't want to put as much stress on that little hole, bolt hole. You know, and this thing was very hard to get in, but once you get it in, the fit is pretty decent. There's no gaps around the keyhole or the push button start. Now I will say on this side, there is a bit of a gap between this and the handle. Okay guys, I've got this thing installed it's pretty huge screen. So anyways, the hardest part was getting all the wires pushed inside the dash and getting this thing screwed in, right? So other than that, it's got Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay, so it's currently going. Tons and tons of features and adjustability on this thing. Right now it's on the Apple CarPlay portion of it. It does have the radio also. I still have not set up any presets, right? But you have all your stuff here. Bluetooth, the backup camera is currently working. You got the option to hit it to turn it on or put it in reverse naturally. And this is the phone link. That's for the hooks to your phone for Apple CarPlay, or if you have a Samsung, it'll do that as well. But that's it. That's the install, right? It still has everything. This is your auto start stop skid control, you know, parking assist turned off. You got your hill descent. All the functions are still there. Climate, you can pull your climate up, and there's your climate controls. It's got the adjustability to do both. Turn it on, as you can see. We can switch and make them different, or you can sync it. So anyways, all that works as it should. I'm gonna give this a little while and see how I like it, and give a review after I've familiarized myself with this. This, like I said, is an Android based tablet, and I'm an iPhone guy, so I've got to figure it all out. There's so many settings on this thing. It's actually very cool. So far I've been messing with it now for about an hour, and I'm not even scratched the surface, if that tells you anything. So I'm gonna get back with you guys tomorrow, go over this fit and finish kind of thing to end this video. It's gonna take me some time before I can actually do a review on it, because I just don't know anything about it. Okay guys, it's been probably about a week. I wanted to get some time with this radio to try to figure out some of the functions, and this being that it's not my daily driver, it's kind of difficult. And I'm not used to the Android, which I've said probably 10 times. But all in all, I think this is a very good radio, for the simple fact is the screen's massive. It's a HD. I mean, it's an Android tablet, so you know the picture quality, everything's going to be good. I will say its primary focus is around CarPlay, whether it be Apple CarPlay or Android CarPlay, the CarPlays. And it does work pretty much perfectly. It's got, so keep in mind, this is the 5th generation. There's a 6th generation, and there's an XL version that actually goes up taller than your dash here. I didn't choose those because I have my phone mounts, and then this will have a switch pod here as well, and I just didn't want to block any of that. I do have a Model 6 version at the house that's gonna go. I'm gonna put in Buttercup, and we're gonna give that a shot. It's apparently has upload, or when it powers up, the boot up process is a little faster, so that'll be cool. And there's no hard plug in for the CarPlay. Like this one has a USB port you plug in for CarPlay, or it's Bluetooth. I choose the Bluetooth. The Bluetooth seems to be a little more seamless, and I can still charge using all of our ports. These ports are no longer connected to the radio, but they do still charge, this one and the one in the glove box. So that's great. It gives us plenty of charging connections. So all that being said, I think it's a good radio. You know, fit and finish is pretty spot on. It has one little gap area here, but I gotta admit, sitting from the driver's seat, you don't see it. So I don't think it's gonna bother me. And if I really wanted to, I could put something in here, like another screw that matches these, and suck it up to that handle. It's an easy fix is what I'm saying. If that was really an issue for you, that's an easy fix. But overall, I think it's a good radio. We used it all the way here for the 15-hour drive that we came to Colorado in, and it worked great. I did notice since the operating system, its audio version is one or the other. If you're connected to your CarPlay and you're using your maps, it's currently on the Onyx off-road maps, but you can't use the radio. So it's one or the other, right? Which is a little strange. If we could do a split screen and run both, but they said it's an audio thing. So I think the 6th generation, there's a workaround on that. So we'll find out when we do Buttercup. But overall, I think it's a good radio. The touchscreen works great. It's very responsive. It's got plenty of operating systems. It's got 2 launchers, an Index and a Nova. So whatever those are. And it's got all the apps. So if you have internet access, so you say you're running a Starlink, which some of us do, you can go to Google, you can go to your Gmail, your Google Maps are there. Hell, you can watch YouTube or Netflix as long as you have a Wi-Fi connection. That being said, I don't think you can run the maps, your CarPlay, and say YouTube at the same time. I don't even know. Yet again, I don't have a lot of time with this unit yet. So customer service is great. I've talked to the guys over there a couple of times, and they're very responsive, so no worries there. It's not like you're going to buy this off of Amazon and never get any customer service behind it, because they do have customer service. And they are local in the US, so which is great. So yeah, this is for the 2018 and up Wrangler or the 2020 up Gladiator. Fit and finish is great in my opinion. The visuals are great, the functions are great. Long term, we'll see how it goes. So if you're interested in a bigger T-style radio, or don't be afraid to get one. And it's, like I said, it's very responsive. It works with all of the climate controls. If you have steering wheel heater, seat heaters, all that stuff, everything's there. And it works just like your factory radio, except for the fact that you can't run CarPlay and the actual over-the-air radio at the same time. Other than that, I think it's a great product. So long term, we'll see. I'll be giving a long-term review. So thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like, subscribe, and share. If you have any questions about this unit or any of my other videos, feel free to drop a comment, and stay tuned for our next video. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out.